Greetings to you! Let us explore the meaning behind the lyrics of Rise of Lugh by Celtachor. In general, the song is a retelling of the birth of Lugh, a divine king and a major hero in the Irish mythology. What is interesting about Celtachor's songs is that they are always very straightforward in telling the story. They generally avoid metaphors and there is little need to decipher anything. Anyway, let us begin.
On the horizon, the tower glass and tall, radar of the evil that watches over all. The suns are never intact, with the power to it spells. A great wave swallowed up, and took them to death.
Bela was a leader of the Fomorians, a race of malevolent beings. It is said that he had a single large eye that could destroy anything when looking through a special magic glass. He lived in a tall tower and, as a Fomorian, waged war against the descendants of Nemed, another prominent figure in the Irish mythology. In the course of a certain battle, Nemedians advanced on the Fomorians, but were almost entirely killed or swept into the sea under the waves. The survivors then fled Ireland. Like the lyrics say, there was a prophecy that predicted Bela's death at the hands of his own grandson. This, by the way, is a highly cross-cultural mythological trope, meaning a similar story can be encountered in many unrelated cultures. Continuing to abide by cross-cultural tropes, Bela seals his daughter in a tower for her to never encounter a man and bear a son. You can already feel this is not going to end well for him. For a moment, we are transported to another place, called Ridge of Fire. Tuatha Dé Danann is a mythological race of gods and can be, in a sort of simplified way, considered to be the quote-unquote main deities of Irish paganism. In the possession of the three brothers was Glas Gavlan, a magic cow with the ability to endlessly produce milk. Naturally, it was sought after by many people, including Bela. Of Cian, Govnu and Samhain, the three brothers mentioned before, Govnu was a smith. One day, Cian and Samhain came to his forge to make new swords, and brought Glas Gavlan with them, so that no one could steal it in their absence. While Cian went inside to discuss the process, Samhain stayed outside with the cow. Bela was watching all of this. He turned into a red-haired boy, approached Samhain and told him, "While you are standing here, your brothers will use up all the good steel to make their own swords, and make yours out of regular iron." Samhain was outraged. He asked the boy to hold the cow and stormed into the forge to argue with his brothers. Bela seized the opportunity and got away with the magic cow.
He traveled to the mountains, to the druid mirror. She dressed him as a woman and sent him across the sea in a glass of wind. As they entered the tower of glass, mirror with a spell of sleep upon them. He found heaven and he gave himself to him. But by the winds he was sent away.
As expected, the brothers were unhappy with Glas Gavlan being stolen, and Cian embarked on a journey to retrieve it. The lyrics say that Birok, who helped him, was a druid, but this apparently is a later reinvention. Some sources say that initially she was a supernatural being, possibly a Tuatha Dé Danann or a spirit of some kind. Anyhow, the journey to save the magic cow turned into a romantic encounter with Bela's daughter and, as further lyrics will show, a child being born.
I'm acting for a son. We all fall down out of fear. You are here. He sends his people to put the child. He clothed his shirt with a pin. Made off a bandage, not the child. He tossed into the sea. As the waves crashed, tumbled, and fell, a newborn got to drown. The one found his eyes, and the tyrant's brain.
I doubt that nowadays placing your daughter in a solitary confinement will help you get a grandson, but for Bela that was exactly what happened. Then he made another telltale mistake of a mythological villain. Instead of slitting the baby's throat or something, he attempted to drown it and did not make sure that his grandson was actually dead.
We all saved the child, I brought it the key. I came at him to Celtachor of the great plain. Thus Lugh was born, and the saga began.
Things did not go the way the Fomorian planned. Lugh, son of Cian, grandson of Bela, was born, saved and transported to his father. He was fostered by the goddess or spirit named Talta. Thus began a whole another cycle of legends and stories, including the one where Bela, as prophesied, dies by the hand of his descendant. Thus ends the song, but before we conclude the video, a word on the nature of myths and legends. In any culture, mythical stories are mostly a part of a very flexible oral tradition, where the tales are changed every time they are retold. This spawns a number of variant stories with the same main narrative but diverging details. It seems to me that Celtachor have used the version of the myths from Lady Augusta Gregory's book titled Gods and Fighting Men, the story of the Tuatha Dé Danann and the Fianna of Ireland. In other versions, Bela is a brigand and a pirate rather than a ruler, or it is Govnu rather than Samhain who is guarding the magic cow. In yet another version, Bela's daughter is given to Cian as a part of a truce between the Fomorians and the Tuatha Dé Danann, completely changing the story. This means that, if you wish to research the topic behind the lyrics further, you should expect different clashing approaches to the retelling of the myth. Anyway, that is all for the meaning behind the lyrics of Rise of Lugh by Celtachor. All the links to the band are in the description. Thanks for watching.